Stewie freezes the field at the finale. Phelps takes the final small block glory. James Michael Friesen wins the Sportsman, or does he? It's the last Syracuse race. Did you not expect some carnage? Race Pro Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to another edition of Race Pro Weekly. I'm your host, Mike Warren. As you know, this was the finale at the fairgrounds, the final time the big block modifieds would take their cars around the Super Dirt Week mile oval known as the Moody Mile. And the real question was, could Stuart Friesen go two in a row? The final four wide as they come down the front straightaway at the Moody Mile, and what a sight it is with the big blocks ready to go 200 laps for the Syracuse 200 as the field will be led to the green by Larry White and Stuart Friesen on the front row. Early in the event, Kerry Terrence looking to hold off a few cars down the back straightaway as he moved into the number 2 spot as Stuart Friesen dropped back a little bit early on as Pat Ward would work his way to the inside. Caution would come out then for the 19 of Jesse Mueller as he has a lot of damage in his first Syracuse 200 start. Meanwhile, the 66X of Kerry Terrence would have trouble on the left front of the machine with two left front flat tires, back-to-back cautions. Larry White then would have some trouble with the rear end in the Gypsum Express car number 99 as well, as Billy Dunn and Vic Coffey look to fight for position through turn number 3 and 4 as you see the track really starting to take rubber during this event as the cars would work strong through turn number 3 and 4. Kenny Tremont and Stuart Friesen side by side. As now the 43 of Keith Flack would have trouble. He'd get caught up on the outside wall, and then the pit stops. The big pit stops here. What happens? Stuart Friesen's crew going to work on the car. Billy Decker and Matt Shepard as well, changing a few tires, and that would have Tim Fuller inherit the lead as he would look to get that halfway bonus, and he would at lap number 100. Meanwhile, here's Matt Shepard to the outside of Tom Sears for position. Down the back straightaway, he'd take that away. Billy Decker looking to follow behind him. But as this happens, Decker clips the inside retaining wall, and the left front rim going to be destroyed on the Napa Auto Parts car number 91, as you see right there. A tough break for the Franklin Flyer as he looks to try to battle back to get a top 5. Meanwhile, Brett Hearn still holding on to the number 2 spot, but at this point still needing to pit as Jimmy Phelps and Matt Shepard were on their way up through the field as Danny Johnson would have trouble in the 27J machine. Jeff Rockefeller having problems as well in the 816 as Kenny Tremont and Stuart Friesen running right together once again, trying to work their way up through the rest of the field to run down the 999 of Matt Shepard, who would be your race leader once Fuller and Hearn did pit. Hearn would work his way back up into the top 5. However, this is the top 4 right here as Jimmy Phelps looking to the top side, but as he goes up, there's Stuart Friesen seeing the hole. He'd duck underneath and take the number 2 spot away, and well, you've seen this one before. Just last year, Stuart Friesen passing Matt Shepard for the lead on the outside lane, and he would be your new race leader with just about 25 laps to go. Kenny Tremont looking to follow. He'd go to the inside of Matt Shepard, take the number 3 spot away as Shepard started to drop a cylinder in the 999 machine. The caution would then come out for the 21A of Peter Britton. Billy Decker working his way back up through the field. He'd get by Gary Tompkins, and meanwhile, Kenny Tremont to the inside of Jimmy Phelps looking to make it stick for the number 2 spot. He would grab that away, but Stuart Friesen now having a new challenger behind him as 2 of the top runners here in the 2015 season sit in the top 2 spots, but Tremont couldn't get to Friesen as he picks up his 4th Syracuse 200 in 6 years. Stuart Friesen picking up the victory. Kenny Tremont would finish in 2nd. Jimmy Phelps would hold on for 3rd. Brett Hearn 4th, and Billy Decker battling back to finish 5th. Thursday night at Super Dirt Week saw the annual Hurricane 100 at the D-shaped Dirt Demon. Brett Hearn was your winner a year ago. Would he be able to go back-to-back? The D-shaped Dirt Demon hosting the Hurricane 100 for the small block modifieds as Ryan Susie right there at the beginning along with the 99 of Lightning Larry White as White would take the race lead down the back straightaway with Matt DiLorenzo and the 7 of Billy Decker in tow as the Franklin Flyer would work to the inside of the 3D off at turn number 3 and 4 for the first time as White would be your race leader. Brett Hearn working his way up as he would go by the 7 of Decker down the back straightaway. Hearn, the defending champion of this event, working hard to try to make it 2 in a row as he looks to power on the outside for the number 2 spot as well as they come down the front stretch. But Enter in the doctor, Danny Johnson. He'd work his way to the inside lane of Brett Hearn and now go to work on Larry White for the number 1 spot as they run down the front straightaway. As the doctor looking to make a house call in the Brewerton area here on this past Thursday night. Johnson would ride off at turn number 4, looking to run side by side with Kid Lightning as they go up into turn number 1 and 2, and now slide into 3 and 4. Danny Johnson in the traction grabber entry would go to the front as Brett Hearn has something go amiss down the back straightaway. A tough break for your defending champion of this event. Matt Shepard working hard to get by Mike Mahaney on the inside lane as he sprints down the front straightaway on the inside of him. And up into 1 and 2 as Shepard would get the momentum off the corner. Danny Johnson now going to have Billy Decker right behind him as Decker trying to blast off the cushion on the top side as the track continued to slicken up towards the end of this one. Johnson, though, too strong as they continue to fight through traffic as Danny Johnson going to work his way off at turn number 3 and 4 for the final time, and he would pick up the win in the Hurricane 100. Coming home in second would be Billy Decker. Matt Shepard would finish in third. Mike Mahaney fourth, and Pat Ward would round out the top 5. In the Sportsman, Rocky Warner picking up another big win. Brad Rouse would finish in second. Dave Marcuccelli third. Tony Finch fourth, and Tyler Meeks would finish in fifth. Reputable. Reliable. Results. That's what you get when you call Rick and the professionals at RCT Roofing. Quality service at fair prices. RCT gets the job done. Just like Nick Stone and the RCT Pro Stock. RCT Roofing, we've got you covered.
If you're like me, your to-do list never ends. But with just one phone call, I protect my home, family, pets, and yard all year round. With Northeast Pest Control's Premier Home Protection Program, I don't have to worry about bugs and pests. And I don't have to worry about harsh chemicals either. Now how about that want to-do list? Thanks, Northeast Pest Control.
Ants, termites, mice, or bees. Call today for your free estimate.
With Northeast Pest Control, we guarantee you'll live pest-free.
There's only one place in the capital region for you to get the full racing action. Stop down at the Bobco video booth at the track or call 518-399-0937. Bobco Racing Video, the next best thing to being there. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly as we show you some small block action to start off in the twin 20s as you see Rich Galata going up and over after Ryan Darcy was tagged going down the back straightaway. A lot of calamity on the backstretch and a lot of cars wrecked, but most of them did indeed make the show. Salute to the Troops 150 would be the final race on the Saturday afternoon portion at Super Dirt Week, and this was the big pit stop here after lap 50 as a mandatory pit stop was in the cards during this event as Kenny Tremont and Brett Hearn looking to add some fuel to the car. Jimmy Phelps would be the first out, Tim McCready right behind him, and then Mark Johnson with a great move to get up towards the top 5 as Jimmy Phelps would be the one to hold on and pick up the win in this one as Phelps, with a great pit stop, picks up his first win in one of the feature event races at the Moody Mile, and a great way to pick up the Salute to the Troops 150 with a victory.
The holes were getting deeper into 1, and that was really my main concern. I knew it was narrow enough in 3 that I didn't think anyone was going to roll around me, even if they had a pretty good run on me. But the cars were getting pretty upset if you hit the holes wrong in 1 and 2, and I just wanted to make sure we got through 1 and 2 clean and tried to get a little bit of a gap, and I thought the car was great, and it was just fun to drive.
The Baldwinsville Bandit picking up the win. Machine Gun Billy Dunn coming home second after a lot of outside passes in the last few laps. Timmy McCready would come home third. The Jersey Jet Brett Hearn fourth. And Mark Johnson would round out the top 5. In the 17-year career of the Sportsman division at the Moody Mile, no one has won it 2 times. Would this be the year that one driver would finally be the repeater? Sportsman feature event out onto the speedways. It would be Shane Pecor, your pole sitter in the event after Brian Papias was disqualified. Caution will come out on lap number 1 as the one of A.J. Lloyd stopped on the front straightaway. A tough break for him. As we would go back to Green Flag Racing, a number of cars trying to make their way up through the field, including Rocky Warner, who was looking for his 27th win of the 2015 season, as you see him behind a pack of cars there on the back straightaway in the early going of this event. James Michael Friesen would work and take the lead away as Jessica Power and Dave Marcuccelli worked their way up through the field in turn number 2. Power, one of the winners of the non-qualifiers races earlier in the day for the Sportsman. As a great turnout for the Sportsman as Mike Soul gets tagged coming around turn number 3 and 4. Michael Sabia going to be involved as well as Sabia, a tough weekend as You can see that car with a lot of damage, especially on the right front and the front clip of the machine. Off the restart, Rocky Warner working his way up through the field in this one, trying to pick up the victory with just a few cars to go, and of course he was fast as he's been all season. Along with Warner, Brad Rouse, a former feature winner of this event, working his way up through the field as Warner and Pecor running their way up together as they currently looking to take the lead away from Friesen, as Ron Davis right there as well in the 32 as Pecor with a very set pace, but eventually Rocky Warner going to do what he can to get around the zero of Pecor as Frankie Holmes would come around on the inside lane and get into Tyler Meeks going up into turn number 1 and 2 as that would bring out the caution once again. And that would set up Rocky Warner looking to get by James Michael Friesen for the number 1 spot here in the closing stages. He would get close in this one, but Rocky Warner, as you see him pulling up on the back bumper of the machine, almost getting him, but James Michael Friesen going to be too strong as he would take the checkered flag. But he would fail post-race inspection, which would give the win to Rocky Warner, who will be the only two-time winner of the event. Shane Pecor would finish in second, Ron Davis would finish in third, Corey Wheeler fourth, and Brad Rouse would round out the top 5.
Looking for outstanding service for your car, truck, or SUV? Speed's Garage is a family-run business providing the highest quality of auto care. From routine maintenance, brakes, engine, body, or paint work, you can trust the professionals at Speed's Garage. Speed's Garage has all the auto service you need, plus full towing for any vehicle. For championship service, go to Speed's Garage in Mellonville.
Some of the music you've heard on Race Pro Weekly this week is by AJ Jansen, Country's Rebel Rose, bringing you a mixture of high-energy rock and sultry country roots. To hear more and for your free download, check out ajjansenmusic.com. Performance, quality, service. That's DMC Racing Products. Hundreds of name brand parts, competitive prices. That's DMC. DMC Racing Products, race to win. Castleton, New York's Rob Yetman has won 2 Pro Stock feature events in a row, looking for an unprecedented third. Would he be able to do it in the finale? Start off in the Pro Stock non-qualifiers race is Bill Knapp driving the RCT Roofing number 27, usually piloted by Nick Stone, would pick up the victory. Now we'll move to the back off 25 where Rob Yetman would set the pace along with Nick Stone right next to him as the green would drop in this 25-lap feature event that's always exciting here around the Moody Mile. Yetman would get things going with the race lead as now Glenn Forward looking to run down Robbie's speed down the back straightaway as they fight for position. Meanwhile, cars making their way up through the field. Chucky Domblewski looking to work his way up in there along with the 8 of Jay Corbin on the inside lane as they push through turn number 1 and 2. 3 cars battling down the backstretch. That's Chad Arsenault along with the 93 of Kenny Martin and the 48 of Jocelyn Waugh for position down the backstretch as Rob Yetman way out in front of this one, but it wasn't going to be that easy. That's for sure, as Nick Stone would start to mount a challenge as Glenn Forward still working his way up through the field. The regular out of Utica Rome on the inside lane making the pass as he continued to work his way up towards the front. As I mentioned, Nick Stone starting to close the gap on Rob Yetman as they work their way down the back straightaway, along with Francois Adam in the number 3 spot looking to catch up as well, as Stone would cut the lead to about 4 car lengths with slower traffic impending in front of your leaders. As now Nick Hilt would come up on both of them. Stone would dive bomb to the inside, but then Hilt would slide right in front of him, allowing Rob Yetman to push to the outside to get some momentum back. He gives him a little bit of a bumper tag, and so does Nick Stone. But when that happens, Nick Stone hits the brakes, and the drive shaft comes right out of the rear of the car, slowing Stone and ending his day as Francois Adam having to take evasive action as he would move into the number 2 spot to try to run down Yetman for the position. He would run him down as now Adam to the inside as traffic in front of your leaders once again. Adam looking strong to the inside lane as they head down the back straightaway. But as they work through turn number 3 and 4, here's Francois Adam looking. He'll take the race lead down the front stretch. Rob Yetman, though, no stranger to victory lane in this event, would make a move to the outside, and he would make it stick using the lap car as a pick down the back stretch off of turn number 2. And Rob Yetman would be your new race leader as they make their way down the back stretch, and he would pick up the win for the 3rd straight year as Yetman takes the checkered flag. Francois Adam with a great drive would have to settle for second in this event. Glenn Forward would finish in 3rd, Jake Corbin 4th, and the Bulldog, Dave Bissonette, will round out your top 5. This year, the Wednesday night fun would go to the Weedsport Speedway. The Weedsport Speedway would kick off the Super Dirt Week fun as early in this one, Adam Hilton going to go up and over a number of times, resting on the outside. He would be okay, but what a flip it was to get the night started. 75-lap feature event for the small block modifieds as Gary Lindbergh would take the early race lead with the Franklin Flyer. Billy Decker in tow right behind him. Decker will push to the outside lane, and the heavy hitters on the move early in this one as here's the Jersey Jet Brett Hearn working up the top side off the corner. But Danny Johnson will slide up in front of him as Billy Decker going to the outside looking for the race lead, and he would get him. Gary Lindbergh working hard to keep hold of the number 2 spot as Johnson and Hearn side by side. Brett Hearn going to take the advantage on the top side and go around both of them to move into the number 2 spot as the Jersey Jet was working early. Here's Danny Johnson to the inside as well. Wouldn't be too long till Brett Hearn would take the lead on the inside lane, getting by the Franklin Flyer. Billy Decker for position. Danny Johnson right behind him until looking to take the number 2 spot, but Decker would hold on for the time being. Wouldn't be too long, though, until the traction grabber, car number 27, Jake, well, he'd grab some traction up into turn number 3 and 4 as he pushes to the inside. He'd be your new second-place man looking to chase down the Jersey Jet in this one. Now, keep an eye on this one. Cars get together as Chris Raby tags Jerry Higbee and goes around in the one of David Hebert right there as well. And that would be a tough night for Hebert. And then off the restart, here's Danny Johnson going to give Brett Hearn a crash course in passing surgery as he'd go to the inside, put the electric slide job on him off at turn number 4, and the doctor would be your new race leader off the corner. Danny Johnson looking to pick up the first win of the week as he bring it off at turn number 4, Dr. Weedsport house call. Danny Johnson picks up the win. Brett Hearn would finish in 2nd. Pat Ward to come home 3rd. Billy Decker 4th. And Eric Rudolph would round out the top 5. In the Sportsman feature, it would be Dave Marcichelli picking up the win. Brad Rouse 2nd. Brian Pesolano 3rd. Tony Finch the 2nd, 4th. And Brent Senek would round out the top 5.
Race Pro Weekly is brought to you by Bob Hilbert Sportswear, Racing Electronics, Emmerich Associates, Tranquil Touch Healing, New England Racing Fuels, and Sunoco Fuels.
I'm Brian from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is my main man, Tom, and my other main man, Tom.
You never know how much junk you've got until you move.
Point to something you wish would disappear.
Would it be possible to... It's gone!
All you have to do is point.
Where have you been all my life?
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly. Stuart Friesen has had an unprecedented run at Syracuse over the last 6 years as he has picked up 4 victories, including the final 2. Our own Fast Eddie caught up with Friesen following his win last Sunday.
Stuart, we talked about this moment this week, what it would mean to win this race. Tell us about that race today and what you were thinking.
Just, a lot of things. We weren't very good at the beginning, and we came in and pitted, got fuel, And then look, we thought we were going to try to do like a super fuel mileage deal, and the car was just, it wasn't good with a full load of fuel. So we knew we needed to burn it off, but we knew we needed to make some better adjustments to have a fast car. So we came in and took tires and just made 4 or 5 key adjustments. Matty Hearn came down and worked with Eric Mack, my crew chief, for this race, and I'm just proud of Eric. He did a great job all week. I'm proud of all our crew, all these volunteers that came out, and we had a good time all week. We enjoyed ourselves, and we camped, and took it all in. We experienced everything from the guys, back at the ghetto that put up the Pete Street Tavern. We were there Thursday night or Friday night. I can't remember which one, but it was just this is just an unbelievable experience, and I'm just so happy with the way everything turned out.
What were the odds that you'd make the pass for the lead and the win in the same spot you did 1 year ago?
I don't know. I didn't think that was going to happen, but I feel really bad for Matt. He works harder than probably anybody out here. He's a super great race car driver. He's an awesome mechanic, and he said he had an electrical problem there, and the thing was just breaking down on him. So it was nothing. I thought he was running out of fuel, but it wasn't even that. So he's a great competitor, a great guy to race with, and when I saw him slowing down, we just tried to get by him as quick as we could, and that's how it worked out, I guess.
You're the final person to be standing on this victory stage. What does that mean to you?
Like I said, just even if we didn't win today, we were just happy to be here and experience it and be part of this event. And we're really looking forward to next year's event. These guys at World Racing Group, Brian Carter and Deary and Mike Perotti, the whole group, they're very, very smart. They're great marketers, and to market this event as good as they did, to pack the place was some people might say that's an easy job. It's a very tremendously hard job. And we worked with the guys all week long, and they just did a great job. So, going forward, the sky's the limit. We're excited to go to the World Finals. Look at the deal they do there, and I'm trying not to pump tires too much, but they're just great guys to race for. They really are.
It's now time for this week's Performer of the Week, and with the driver picking up the final Syracuse 200, who else but Stuart Friesen? Friesen is now eligible for the Performer of the Year award given out at the end of the season.
Found a note with your name and a picture of us, even though it was framed and covered in dust. It's the map in my mind that sends me on my way. They say it's never too late